You got it. All right. So, Jenna, I'm coming to you first because we can kind of talk about this scene because it's in the trailer the most. The sequence, of course, where Tara gets a ghost face call, and it kind of breaks my heart because your performance is almost too good in that whole sequence. What is the key to delivering work like that when it's primarily a solo scene where it's just you and a phone for the most part?
Ooh, it's kind of difficult, especially because in this scene specifically, they kind of added there's a landline, and then there's also the cell phone with the social media apps and the iMessage and that whole thing. So it was kind of like, it was like playing out two scenes because you two different scenes, which was kind of complicated and tricky, especially when prop phones you press the wrong button and it takes you to videos of soldiers being welcomed home from war by these German shepherds, and just really sweet, cute videos when you're trying to be serious and give like this frightened performance. So there's a lot of technicalities and weird things like that, but I would say the trick is just kind of, I don't know, it's really easy when you have Mr. Jackson on the phone doing the actual voice and not really breaking character in between takes to kind of keep you humbled and in the moment. So I would say get yourself a real ghost face.
That sounds like a very good tip that I wish more people could take you up on there. Before I move over, I feel like I'll be kicking myself if I don't say this. The fallout is phenomenal. I'm like the biggest Scream fan in the world. It's very hard to divert my attention from that, but I want to make sure people know about that movie. All right, Sonia, moving over to you now. First major role in a film. Did you get any, I guess, feature filmmaking advice before hitting the Scream set that really came in handy for you?
Oh, I feel like it happened very quickly from, when I arrived there and then we started shooting. But yeah, I was so nervous. I wanted to do the film justice, and I wanted to also have such a great time. And I think the biggest, lesson I learned was just being on set with such talented people. That's like the best way to learn, is just to be in it and experiencing. So like, having scenes with, such incredible actors has taught me, I feel like, a lot, and that's what I kind of take away from it. And I also just love them all, so that helps.
With that in mind, is there anything you saw another actor do on this set that you kind of are putting in your back pocket and are hoping to use on a future film?
Actually, I was looking at people's like moment before, what they do before like a scene, and everyone's was very different. Like I know Mason was just like always like goofing around between takes. I'm like very serious before, and I'm like trying to get in. So I kind of like seeing what people are doing and who's like focusing and like what their tricks are, and like stealing people's little tricks and tips here and there. Yeah.
Well, now I'll ask you, what's Mikey's thing?
Mikey, I feel like you're very focused, like you're in your zone, and like you're like very peaceful before, and you're just like in this bubble and nothing can burst it. You're very focused and professional. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
You're a real pro.
All right, Mikey. So I feel like this is another scene that I could kind of lean on here because it's also in the trailer, and it's one of my favorite moments in the entire movie. It's with you and Jasmin having the conversation in the basement. The tone and the pacing of that conversation is just like so spot on and pitch perfect. So can you tell me a little bit about workshopping that with Jasmin and kind of what it was like working with her as a scene partner on that?
That scene was probably one of the most fun scenes that I did. Jasmin and I are really good friends in real life, and she was like my rock during filming. So we got really close, and I think just because of that had great chemistry and we're able to really play around with that scene. Yeah, she's great. Like we both, every time we did the scene, it was completely different. And so it was just really fun. Like we didn't want it to end. When they were like, we have it, we're like, maybe let's do it one or two more times just for fun. Yeah, she's great scene partner.
Even as a viewer, I was like, this could go on for another 20 minutes or so. Why not? Let's just stay here. So in general, one of my absolute favorite things about horror movies is when scares bleed into real life and make me think twice about doing something like answering a phone call from an unknown caller. So is there anything that happens in this particular movie or the entire franchise for that matter that's really stuck with you in that respect, that's made you think twice about something you do in everyday life?
Just people. People are scary. And I don't think it helps that Ghostface isn't this immortal soul or figure or somebody who lasts forever. I think it's part of what makes this movie so exciting and thrilling is that it could be absolutely anybody, whether it's someone you've known your entire life or somebody that you've known for just a few months. So I think knowing that it's a real killer, it's a real possibility. And also, I mean, he wears a Halloween costume. Like, it's so mocking and disrespectful. It's just awful. Yeah, people are scary.
I feel like the one scene that, like, my favorite kill scene from the like first film is when Tatum gets killed by the garage door opening. I feel like from that scene, I don't want to step foot in a garage anymore. Yeah,
it's very understandable.
Mm-hmm.
How about for you, Mikey?
Yeah, maybe like what you're talking about. Don't go into a basement alone, or I don't know.
The most familiar of the bunch is "I'll be right back." Because like you say that casually in real life. And if I ever say it, obviously my mind goes directly to Scream. And I'm like, well, what's going to happen next now?
Yeah.
I'm still here though. For all of you, I've heard that there was a variety of rap gifts given out on this set. So can you each tell us one that you got that was a lot of fun and unique from some of the other projects you worked on?
Jenna, I still didn't give you your rap gift because you left. I still have to give it to you.
All right.
Sonia made these really great cozy sweatshirts that say like Woodsboro. Really sick.
Oh,
like the high school. Yeah, Woodsboro High, class of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
cute.
that.
Mikey was she has such a great eye, and she was taking all of these like really cute film photos. And I just got it because I just it's basically this little photo book with Ghostface's mask on the front. It's a black book, but it's just kind of a memory of our time in Wilmington, and from the beginning of the shoot to the end of the shoot, offset, on set, and it was just like a really sweet memento, I think, and something that you could always reference and look back on.
I love hearing that. I have to let you guys go. I have a million more questions. I'm obsessed with this franchise, and you just gave me a great new installment. So thank you and congratulations to you all.